nothing better than postseason baseball.
This is about to be turned up to another level. The Dodgers are rolling now.
We obviously put ourselves in a great position.
Guys are really stepping up.
Will Smith delivers with a 2 RBI single.
This is a resilient group. Our backs are against the wall. We just got to come out fighting.
What a matchup this is going to be. The scene shifts to the West Coast. We welcome you from Los Angeles. It is a beautiful night for baseball tonight. Dodger Stadium here at Vin Scully Avenue, and that's what they're going for. They're looking for back-to-back titles here. The reigning champions of Major League Baseball ready to take on the Phillies in Game 3. The NLDS is presented by Booking.com. This is Game 3. The Dodgers have a commanding 2-0 lead in this best-of-5 series. '25 MLB postseason is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. And by T-Mobile, now the best network in America. Time to check in with the third member of our team, Lauren Shahadi, with the Phillies carrying the burden tonight. Lauren.
Yeah, Brian, it is the guy who has worn that Phillies uniform the longest who will get the start in Game 3, Aaron Nola, and he's never pitched out of the pen, and I'm told Ranger Suarez could pitch on the moon, so that's the reason behind that decision. And perfect world for Rob Thompson, that's the way it'll go. Nola to Suarez. Now they want Suarez to start a clean inning, so it could be a closer to a starter situation to get out of a jam, but fastball command is paramount. They're looking for that. Also limiting the big inning for Nola. So on the injury front, Harrison Bader dealing with a groin strain, available off the bench, and Rob said he could even run for himself. Harrison told me, were you guys impressed by my wheels to first base in Game 2? Graceful, huh? He is beyond anxious to go full speed, BA, and Jeff, he just can't cover center the way he needs to just yet.
Thank you, Lauren. Good stuff. Bader was a big loss in Game 1. Had to come out of that game with the injury. Did come in and pinch hit for Rob Thompson and delivered a base hit late in Game 2. And Rob Thompson's batting order looks like this, with Turner, Schwarber, and Harper, the much maligned top 3 in the Phillies batting order. Ball, Marsh, and JT Realmuto make up the middle, with Max Kepler, Nick Castellanos, and Bryson Stott. With Harrison Bader out, Castellanos continues to get the starts in right field, and there he is, Yoshi Yamamoto. Frenchie, he was already a star in Japan when he arrived here last year. He spent a lot of time on the injured list last season. 30 starts is the biggest number for him this season.
Big time. The one Dodger who's been able to take the ball every time, and kind of their third ace. You had Ohtani Game 1, Snell Game 2. Well, Yamamoto, you see on the bottom right there, so good. Really throws a lot of pitches, but high velocity fastball, and he's got that really good split and curve to go with it.
Tough to string hits together against Yamamoto.
It is, and for him tonight, Will Smith getting his first start back since September 9th. Came in both in Game 1 and 2. And Dave Roberts put him in, of course, Muncy Betts, Edman, and Freddie Freeman over at first base with the great scoop in Game 2. And then, of course, in the outfield, Kike Hernandez in left, Andy Pajes in center, and Teoscar Hernandez gets right.
I'm very interested to see Tommy Edman's first throw to first base after what we saw to finish up Game 2. Nick Lentz will call the balls and strikes. Mark Wagner, the crew chief, hamstrings okay. Jim Wolf out at second base. Dan Merzel is the third base umpire. Remember, there are 6 umpires in the postseason. Nestor Ceja, who had the plate in Game 1. Adrian Johnson had the plate in Game 2, and those two were excellent with the balls and strikes. All the pieces in place. Here we go. Game 3 at Dodger Stadium. And a swing and a miss by Trey Turner, and that's how we start the night. Yamamoto against Aaron Nola. And Lauren broke down the decision-making process for the Phillies to have Nola get the start here tonight with Ranger Suarez, a very effective starter throughout the season. Could have been an all-star this year. He'll be available out of the pen. Phillies decked out in their powder blues as Turner drops a bunt down right back to Yamamoto, and that's how Game 3 starts on a 1-3 putout. Phillies fans know this story well, but the powder blues are a bit of a home thing now for the Phillies, but this is a vintage look that takes you back to the 80s. Last time the Phillies wore these uniforms on the road in a postseason game, or even in a postseason game, was 1983. That was in the World Series of '83. Schwarber on the first pitch, bounces one over to Freeman, and Yamamoto's been involved in both outs to start this game. A 1-3 and a 3-1. Two quick ones here against the Phillies in the first.
Well, and that's the tough thing, right? When you're facing Yamamoto, the ability of him, he's got his split and curve, and guys hitting well below 200 on both those pitches, so you're trying to get that fastball early. But even that, batter's only hitting 194 off his fastball, so such a tough guy on the mound.
Two outs for Bryce Harper. First ball swinging. You can tell the approach by the Phillies is to attack early. Harper has one hit in the series, 1 for 7. We showed you the numbers for Turner, Schwarber, and Harper. Only Turner and Harper with hits in this series thus far, and that's a big fastball, and it's quickly 0-2.
That's the big thing for Bryce, just late on that fastball right now.
Yamamoto has a big-time assortment of pitches, 6 different pitches. His 2.49 ERA in the regular season was second lowest to Paul Skeens of the Pirates. 183 opponent batting average was the lowest in the National League. And that one's close. Harper able to check his swing. Count evens at 2-2.
You talk about it, lefties hitting 174 off him this year, righties 191.
Two balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs in the first, and Harper lays off. There's the splitter. That'll be heavily featured tonight. We saw a lot of those nasty splitters in the low 90s against the Reds. 1 week ago tonight, it was Yamamoto on this mound against Cincinnati and pitched him into this division series, a 2-0 sweep of the Reds. And Harper draws the walk. So from 0-2 to a walk, Harper is aboard. Phillies with a base runner with 2 away.
Now we're going to take a look real quick here, BA, at what you're facing as a hitter with that 4-seam split combo that you talked about. See, one just 97, 98 stays up in that zone. That's the red. And then the splitter right there just gradually continues to drop. And when he's throwing both those and in that tunnel vision that you saw, man, it is tough to square him up consistently.
Here is Alec Bohm. Let's see if he's after the first pitch. And he is, and he's late on it, fouls it away. All 4 batters, Frenchie, going with the Jeff Francoeur approach at the plate, swinging at the first pitch.
I love it. And I don't know what other analysis you want me to give, but I like it. The early hacks.
You couldn't be more perfectly suited for this game so far. The 0-1, another foul ball.
That's just the thing. You see, you miss your pitch, right? All of a sudden, you get 92 cut right there. Miles, the hitter, he's got the split. He's got that slow curveball that's about 76, 77 miles per hour. So many ways to get you out.
2 outs and an 0-2 count on Alec Bohm. And he hits that one sharply into center field. Pages going back, and he makes a play. Nice running catch by Andy Pages. Dodgers get a defensive gem early in this one. Shohei Ohtani ready to lead off. Dodgers coming up. Check the Dodgers batting order with Shohei Ohtani ready to lead off. Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez, then Freeman, Will Smith, and Kike Hernandez with Muncy, Pages, and Tommy Edman rounding out the starting 9. And the Phillies have gone with Aaron Nola for this Game 3 start with their season on the line. Always high drama when Ohtani steps in as the leadoff hitter. He is instant offense. And Frenchie, for Nola, the Phillies are going on what they saw in his last start versus what they saw throughout the regular season.
Yeah, they are. 8 innings, 2 hits, only 1 run, 0 walks, and 9 Ks. And I'll tell you this, as Rob Thompson told us a lot of talk. You got Ranger Suarez right, figuring out what to do, but he's trusting his veteran. He's been here almost 10, 11 years now, but they loved his fastball velocity up about 1.5 miles, and they just really all together, they love the location that he was throwing. So here he is getting the ball in their most important game of the season.
Dodgers up 2-0 in this best-of-5 series, a win away from the NLCS, the defending champion Dodgers. There's not been a repeat winner in Major League Baseball in 25 years since the Yankees had a three-peat, late 90s into 2000. Dave Roberts and the Dodgers have that chance this year, and they look like a defending World Series champion as well, as Ohtani hits one a mile high. Settling under it is Max Kepler, and there is out number 1, and that's how the night starts for Nola.
Catching tonight, of course, JT Realmuto back behind that plate. Alec Boehm, Trey Turner, Bryson Stott back at second tonight with the righty on the mound. Of course, Bryce Harper at first base, and of course, with Bader still out, you got Kepler in left, Marsh in center, and Castellanos gets the starting right.
Castellanos a liability in right field, but this is the best defensive group that the Phillies can put out there with Harrison Bader injured. And they've got their left-handed bats in there as well. And Kepler and Stott. Bader will be available off the bench as he was in game 2. Big loss for the Phillies. Bader, trade deadline acquisition from the Twins, has made an impact for Philadelphia. Mookie Betts takes a ball. Last time he was at Dodger Stadium, 2-game wild card series, Frenchie went 6 for 9, and in game 2 of that series he had 3 doubles and drove in 3 runs, so he's got the good vibes coming back here.
Right at the bottom of the zone. You know, interesting with Nola too, he's given up 18 home runs this year in only 17 starts, so the long ball's got him. But you got to wonder if Rob Thompson even told him, look, only looking for 3-4 innings, throw everything right away, right? Like, this isn't a typical start.
Well, we asked Rob Thompson about the outing tonight for Nola, and he would not commit. He said, we've got a plan in mind. There's a specific hitter we want to get him to. We don't know what inning that'll be or what hitter that is. He wasn't giving up that info, but he's going to be pretty firm with it. And for Nola, just a great chance. That's why Lauren's report, and she made a great point, there could be a closer for the starter, meaning somebody comes out of the bullpen to finish off what would be known as a dirty inning, or an inning with
3
runners on.
2/3, something like that, bring someone in. But
and they want Suarez to come in a clean inning, so that would be on the table for the Phillies. Mookie Betts, center field, Marsh can't get it, and it's going to go to the wall. Mookie Betts on his way to second, he'll turn and burn. Betts into third, it is a triple.
And we talked, BA, when this defense is at its best, you have Bader in center and Marsh on the corner spot. And right here, look, Marsh thought he had a beat on this ball. I'll tell you right here, when you make that dive in the first inning, you got to be sure that someone is backing you up right here. And I mean, once that ball goes by him, that's a triple all the way for Betts.
His first career triple in the postseason, infield in, and the RBI machine in the postseason, Teoscar Hernandez, is at the plate. Betts playing in his 79th career postseason game, first time he's ever had a 3-bagger. A threat early for Los Angeles. It is interesting that Hernandez is hitting third once again. This would typically be where he would hit when a left-handed starter is on the mound. I think Dave Roberts fully aware that Ranger Suarez is going to be a big factor in this game.
Exactly. I think they think one time through the lineup. And look, Hernandez has got some great big hits. 10-game hitting streak in the postseason.
That's 2 shy of a Dodger record. Hernandez, in those 10 games in a row in the postseason that he has hits, he's got 16 hits. That's a hard streak A.J. Ellis, the former Dodger catcher, is holding strong at 12, but he's got company in Teoscar Hernandez. Nola in the fire early. And a swing and a miss. Big curveball from Nola. That's a big pitch early for Aaron Nola, and out number 2.
Well, right here you can see Mookie again. This is where a huge strikeout, but if you're Marsh right there, you know, for me, BA, that's a single, right?
Yeah.
You keep him at first this early in the game. But I will tell you what, talk about a veteran pitcher stepping up right there. That's one of the best knuckle curves we've seen him throw in a while.
Now Freddie Freeman with a runner at third and 2 outs. First ball swinging. Freeman looking for his first RBI of this postseason. The Dodgers have put a ton of runs on the board, and Freeman's gotten his hits, but no ribbies yet. And it hit him. Spiked that curveball, and he hits Freddie Freeman.
Look, you're never trying to hit somebody with 2 outs, though, and Freddie Freeman up. Not the worst scenario for Aaron Nola right here. Gets the right-handed batter. See, hits him right on that foot. Again, interesting enough, you know, you look at Aaron Nola's numbers this year, right? As you talked about, a lot of injuries, a lot of different things. But this is still Aaron Nola, coming off a heck of a year last year, a big contract, and you know, we're not there every day. We didn't see the last couple starts where he really made those improvements. And
Tanner Banks already loosening in the Philly bullpen. There's your answer on who the closer for the starter is. First and third. We're in the first. Here is Will Smith. And he turns on the first pitch. Going to pull that one foul in the seats.
Okay, going back to last game, Will Smith is in hack mode right now. He's going at the, I think this is now the 4th or 5th at bat in a row. First pitch right out of the gate.
First 2 games of the series, Smith came in the middle of the game, trying to get his legs back under him. He has missed a lot of time with a hand fracture on his throwing hand. First start since September 9th. That injury came September 3rd. Nola's got him down 0-1. Next one is up and away.
You know, knowing Will Smith came off the bench of 2 games and had that game, and my guess is he got on the plane after that game and looked at Dave Roberts and said, I want in that starting lineup back home.
Had the key hit, turned a 1-0 game into a 3-0 game for the Dodgers in game 2. And Smith late on that one. Good fastball, a lot of movement on that pitch. 1-2 the count. Smith has been entering the game in the first 2 games of the series in the number 9 spot in the batting order. Now he's back in the number 6 spot in the lineup, 5 spot in the lineup, I beg your pardon. His customary position.
Now this is such a big moment for the Phillies right here. Knowing who you're facing tonight, Yamamoto talked about it. Nola in the first inning this year got a just under an 8 ERA. It's kind of been his kryptonite. So here he is, 1 pitch with a chance to get out of this inning.
2-2 to Smith, and he lays off. Full count. Nola has been so good for the Phillies in the postseason. You can understand why they ride with him. Last 2 years, a 3.21 ERA in his 5 starts in the post. This Dodger lineup can be relentless, especially now that Smith is back in there full time. Those are the postseason career numbers for Nola, all as a Philly. First and third, 2 men out. And ring him up. Aaron Nola snaps the breaking ball off on Will Smith. That is a huge confidence boost for the man from LSU. Aaron Nola, the longest tenured Philly, escapes a mess in the first. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is in our quick fire stats presented by Frigidaire. And he gets the ball. 25 innings of scoreless baseball going back into the regular season. Snell, terrific 2 starts for him. 9 Ks in each of his first 2 starts. Snell and Ohtani started this series. Ohtani got game 1, Snell game 2, and they each had 9 Ks. And these 3 aces have all gone at least 6 innings, which is a big story for the Dodgers. They've already had 4 games where the starter's gone at least 6 innings. Only had 2 all of the postseason last year.
This team's built so different than last year. And I think built different, and also Dave Roberts knows what he has down in that pen compared to what he's got out there on the mound. He's going to ride these starters through the postseason.
Brandon Marsh starts this 2nd inning. And that one's on the ground to Muncy. Big hop for him. One away. And let's send it down to Lauren Shahadi.
And Brian, 4 splitters in the first inning for Yamamoto. He calls it his most versatile pitch. He feels hitters get used to cutters and they're able to adjust. And Dave Roberts agrees. Frenchie, he says it protects the fastball because it comes out the same. He's impressed with his curve and how he gets it front to back. He praises the command. He just nibbles and gets chase.
I mean, you're talking big league hitters with that split, and they average 135 against that pitch. I mean, it's the equalizer for him.
He'll be among the Cy Young finalists this year. Paul Skeens of the Pirates is going to win that award this season, but Yamamoto will be among the finalists along with Christopher Sanchez, who is scheduled to get the ball tomorrow for the Phillies if they can survive tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I think Yamamoto, Sanchez, you're looking at 2-3 one way or the other there, but Skeens, we believe, will win the award.
Ball and a strike on JT Realmuto, and he takes a ball. 2-1 the count now. Realmuto has had a few big moments in this series already. Had the big triple that drove in a couple of runs in game 1. Had a double and a run scored in game 2. And he was the one guy the Phillies were concerned about struggling at the plate. Great behind the plate, struggling at the plate in the final 6 weeks of the season or so. Well, he's actually come out and he swung the bat well. He's 2 for 8 in the series with some damage.
You know why? He had 5 days rest.
That helps.
I mean, think about it. That guy, you know, Rob Thompson will tell you he's in my office every day, wants to play every day. So for him to get those 5 days just body wise probably helped get that bat speed back up.
One of the many named potential free agents for the Phillies, hoping this is not his last game as a Philadelphia Philly. And a swing and a miss. Slider from Yamamoto. He strikes out JT Realmuto, and it's 2 away here in the 2nd inning.
And you see 3-2 right here. So that ball, look at that slider. That's like his 4th or 5th best pitch.
Tight slider. Strikeout number 1 for Yamamoto. Max Kepler watches a splitter go by. Another former Twin. Free agent acquisition by Philadelphia.
He's actually had a couple big hits this series as far as double, triple in game 2. Scored that first run for the Phillies.
Kepler coming off the bench. Had a triple. He's 1 for 4 in this series. Kepler gets jammed, fouls that one away. Kepler had a down year, not the kind of year he'd hoped for in his first year with the Phillies, but emerged late. Ended up in a platoon with Castellanos as he drives one to right. And over is Hernandez. He's got it for the out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Yamamoto. Yamamoto picks up his first strikeout. 2 scoreless. Here come the Dodgers, bottom 2nd. Eligible Capital One Rewards card holders, you can redeem your rewards for tickets to the MLB postseason on Capital One Entertainment. Visit CapitalOne.com/entertainment for more information. 1000 Vin Scully Avenue. is the address that brings you here to Dodger Stadium. She's a beaut, third oldest ballpark in the majors. Still got Wrigley Field in play as well. Kike Hernandez leads off, first ball swinging, and Castellanos fighting with it, makes the catch. That was in fair territory, and that was an adventure for Nick Castellanos. The result is an F9 and 1 pitch and 1 out.
Fighting it was a great call, BA, because he was. And let me tell you, this type of game right here, the last thing the Phillies could afford is for that ball to fall right there. It looks like Castellanos was able to find it. It's got a time of night here where it's just about dark, but tell he lost that for a second.
He played a lot of games in this stadium. Can be a little tricky, in the outfield. Gets above that.
Just at dusk, right? Right when it gets above that. And like I said, another 2 innings, you don't really have to worry about it, but.
Max Muncy with 1 away.
My favorite thing about playing here, though, when you walk down, is the grass here. Until you actually go out and see the grass and see Ranger Suarez starting to get loose, makes you just want to put a golf ball on it and just hit a crisp 9-iron.
Take a big divot.
Oh, big divot.
Superintendent's nightmare. They don't even want you standing on the grass, much less.
See Muncy stick that leg out right there. He was trying to take that knuckle curve like Freddie Freeman did.
Wednesday night at Dodger Stadium. Got a day off between each of the first 3 games of this series. If the Phillies win, we'll do it again tomorrow. Muncy hits it sharply. Castellanos makes the catch.
Castellanos has got to be like, man, ball's just finding me right now.
Get away from me.
That's one, and that's the hard one, right? That's that sinking line drive right there. As a lefty, it's got that, and where Muncy swings like that, it's got that major topspin on it. Good play by Nick.
Hasn't been pretty, but he's 2 for 2, and 2 men are out here in the second. Andy Pages, who made a terrific running catch to end the first inning on a deep fly ball by Bohm.
You know, you said something in game 2 that made me think of it. As you see, Mark Wegner rings him up. Pages 27 home runs. He's batting 8. That's the kind of length of this lineup that's the reason the Dodgers can score in any inning.
And now that Smith is back in the starting lineup, Tommy Edman hitting 9th, who was the MVP of the NLCS last year. Edman will be off the left side. Be interesting. Maybe Rob Thompson wants to turn him around. I think as long as Nola's rolling with nobody on, he'll continue. He's certainly built up as a starter. Went 8 innings in his final start that Frenchie mentioned. He was great in that outing against Minnesota. Looked like his old self as far as stuff goes in that outing.
And see, there's a sinker. He'll throw that every once in a while. Not as much as he used to, but when he catches a guy leaning, you saw Pages with that knuckle curve and fastball out. Now he got him leaning out over the plate.
Had ankle and rib injuries throughout the regular season. Did Nola, cost him 3 months on the injured list. And a swing and a miss. Nola off to a great start, giving the Phillies exactly what they'd hoped for. He survived the first. He retires the side in order with his 3rd K in the second. Well, as good as Aaron Nola is to start this game, Phillies are going to stick to their plans. A lot of handshakes. Attaboys. You get that kind of greeting from the manager, that's it. Nola is going to be out. Ranger Suarez continues his long warm-up process. Looks like he'll start the 3rd. And for the Dodgers, that's going to be Tommy Edman, Shohei Ohtani, and Mookie Betts. Castellanos leads off for the Phillies as we play in the top of the 3rd inning. Scoreless game. Dodgers had a threat in the first, and Nola struck out Will Smith to end the inning and strand runners at the corners.
Well, Philly scores tonight some runs. The way to their path to win this game is Nola to Suarez, Suarez to me to Strom, Strom to Duran. That's the 4 guys they want in this ball game tonight. And probably Kerkering if there was a put out at some point, but that's kind of, I think, what Rob Thompson's script is going to say.
Yohan Duran is available for multi-innings, even though he hasn't done it much and didn't do it for the Phillies. He's in that position. Castellanos, a high fly ball to left, and that's going to stay in. Kike Hernandez puts it away. Long, loud out by Castellanos, out number 1.
With so many choices across the U.S., find Boston hotels even Yankees fans could love.
Yamamoto with 1 away. Issued just the 1 walk. That's the only blemish thus far. Facing the number 9 hitter, Bryson Stott.
You know, I talked to Bryson today a little bit about that bunt, and he was saying in the corner of his eye he could see Freddie Freeman just basically on him. So he knew he had to go to third with it, and he's like, I thought I laid down the greatest bunt I've ever laid down. And he said they just happened to make a play.
Little flare. Betts is out in the grass, and he makes it over the shoulder catch. Probably the play that Betts is most comfortable with all his years as an outfielder. Turned himself into an excellent shortstop. 2 outs in the inning. That's 6 in a row retired by Yamamoto after the Bryce Harper walk in the first. 2 gone. Here is Trey Turner, second time around now. That wheel play the Dodgers pulled off is still being discussed today, all through the off day, all evening after game 2, through the off day, and even on the field before the game. It's just,
well, again, most time you see a wheel play, you see first and second. So that out at third's a fourth, right? So whether it's the third baseman, first baseman, all you got to do is throw it near the bag.
Turner, little chopper. Betts coming in, fires in time. Turner not running at his best. He's had a hamstring injury, and Mookie Betts takes care of him. 9-pitch inning for Yoshi Yamamoto. He's got 3 scoreless on the board. Dodgers coming up. New pitcher for the Phils.
Rob, I saw you talking to Nola last half inning. What'd you say to him?
Just he did a great job. That was the coordinator plan, just one time through the lineup. I know we're at the 9-hole hitter, but I'd rather Ranger start an inning than come in, you know, kind of dirty or in the middle of an inning.
How long can Ranger give you?
Oh, he can give us, you know, 80, 90, 100 pitches.
Thanks.
Thanks.
And you heard it from the skipper, the plan all along. And Aaron Nola gives the Phillies 2 scoreless. Here is Suarez, and on the first pitch, Tommy Edman is going to send one out of here. What a greeting that was. And it is the Dodgers who strike first. Second postseason home run this year for Tommy Edman.
Yeah, it's the first pitch cutter right here coming in on his hands. Left that one out over the plate. We talk about all the time. Tommy Edman, that sweet swing. Look at him hit down on that ball and backs that thing up.
Brings up Ohtani. First ball swinging. Fair ball. Harper and Suarez is there. 2 pitches, a home run and a 3-1 putout. And the Dodgers' approach does not change from Nola to Suarez. They are up there hacking tonight.
Well, and I like Tommy Edman's approach right there. You got a guy coming into the game, first time out of the bullpen, although he has made 68 career relief appearances and, of course, 2 in the postseason. But Dodger team right now, you're seeing tonight, is coming out swinging, ready to go from the first pitch on.
Tommy Edman homered in the wild card series against the Reds. Both of his homers this year here at Dodger Stadium. It's kind of been the way it's gone for the Phillies and Rob Thompson. Every move they make is a bit of a backfire move. Not that Suarez can't go on and pitch a great game here, but you feel good about what Nola gave you, and then right away Tommy Edman jumps on the first offering from Suarez.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? If you saw Ranger first half of the year before the All-Star break, 2.15. The second half of 4.4. And if you really go through, I don't think the Phillies felt like the ball was coming out of his hands as well. Usually it'd be a no-doubter that he was going to start this game.
68 career relief appearances for Ranger Suarez. 2 of those in the postseason. We've seen him great out of the bullpen in the postseason a couple of years ago, and then he ended up getting a start in the championship series. He had a terrific season. Felt like he should have been an all-star this year. Pitched to that quality. Mookie Betts into left. Kepler, a forward dive and a catch. Heck of a play by Max Kepler. Wow.
He got a great jump on this ball right here. Good slide catch.
Betts has produced 2 batted balls that have required dives. The first one was not caught by Marsh in center, ended up as a triple for Betts. This one, Kepler able to make the play. Here's Teoscar Hernandez with 2 outs.
I think the hard decision, right, when you're Rob Thompson and manager, and I know you have a script with Nola going, you're watching what your guy's doing out there, right? So you have a feel, you know what he's got right now. 3 strikeouts, 2 on good knuckle curves, 1 high velocity fastball, but they've had this plan and they're going to stick with it. You know, I'd like seeing Edman have to hit from the left side. To me, I feel like you see more home runs, power stroke from him on that side. But again, if your whole goal for Rob Thompson was to give Suarez a clean inning, then that was kind of the lane to go in.
That's where the Ohtani factor is always in play. He's always looming, even though Ohtani is 0 for 2 in this game and just 1 for 11. Because he's sitting there, and the right-left matchup with Nola to Ohtani, as Rob Thompson said, he wanted Suarez in the game. And a swing and a miss. Teoscar Hernandez out in front of a curveball. Edman has a home run from each side of the plate this postseason. Lefty against the Reds, just hit 1 out as a righty.
I think it shows you the depth of the Dodgers lineup and starting pitching. If you would tell me that Ohtani and Betts would be a combined 3 for 22 right now with 6 Ks, I would tell you the Phillies for sure won one of those games.
That's a great call.
And it just shows you how deep that lineup is. And of course, what we talked about, that starting staff they have right now.
Teoscar Hernandez has been at the top of the list, been a run-producing machine for the Dodgers in his 2 years here. Jam shot, little bouncer out to Stott, and Ranger Suarez settles down, gets through the inning, retires the next 3 hitters. But Tommy Edman strikes quickly. First pitch he sees from Suarez. Home run into left, and it's 1-0 Dodgers in Game 3. Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, go to playball.org. Follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Dodger Stadium sold out tonight. Game 3 of this NLDS. Yamamoto back to the mound. He has started this game with 3 no-hit innings. Only blemish was a walk to Harper in the first. Yamamoto has retired 7 straight as he faces Kyle Schwarber. Blake Snell in Game 2 started his outing for the Dodgers with 4 2/3 of no-hit ball. Dodger starters have been a major story. Schwarber gonna send one way out of here. How far will it fly? My goodness. Kyle Schwarber with a tape measure shot up on top of the pavilion and right. That is one of the biggest bombs you will ever see. And the Phillies tie it up immediately on a Schwarber bomb here in the 4th.
Well, I figured 2-0 you might see a split coming right here. No, sir. He gave him the fastball, and Schwarber, as good as there is hitting that pitch, 455 feet, 117 off the bat. Look where that thing went.
On the rooftop out there.
Wow.
That was something special from Kyle Schwarber. That reminded me of that home run he hit as a member of the Cubs up on top of the scoreboard in right field against the Cardinals one year.
At Wrigley Field, right?
Wrigley.
Yeah.
What a bomb that was. Bryce Harper takes a strike. Ooh. Well, if you're ever going to come out of an 0 for 22 slump, that's how you do it if you're Kyle Schwarber. Tie game. And now Harper on the ground through. They had to shift on. And Harper defies it. He's got a base hit. So back-to-back hits. Schwarber's home run ties it. Now Harper with a single.
Oh. That had to be a lot of frustration let out on that swing. I'm telling you, you do not see balls go here at Dodger Stadium to that point. You know, he's talking about hitting being contagious, taking a little pressure off. You know, and for me, Bryce Harper, what we talk about, the big swings doing that. Just look at the guy he's standing next to at first base, Freddie Freeman. That was a Freddie Freeman hit right there. Going the other way.
Took the humble approach.
Yeah, he did.
Got himself on base. Alec Bohm now hit a deep drive for an out in the first. Pages made a nice running catch over the shoulder to end the first inning. That was the longest home run by Schwarber, or the home run by Schwarber was the longest home run this postseason thus far at 455. Back before StatCast, we used to just automatically mark that down as a 500-foot homer. That was a blast.
You're not going to convince me that wasn't 500.
Schwarber, the National League home run leader this year. Yamamoto falling behind Alec Bohm. 3 balls and a strike. Phillies have quieted down this big crowd in Los Angeles. And Bohm back up the middle and a base hit. And Harper's on his way to third. The throw, and it gets away from Muncy. And it goes into the dugout, and Harper will score. So Pages' throw comes in. Muncy can't handle it. The Phillies have grabbed the lead. Bohm's going to go all the way around to third base. Be a base hit and an error. And it's 2-1 Philadelphia.
Well, he got this pitch in, and look at Bohm go right up in. Bryce Harper trying to go first to third, pushing the envelope. I like the aggressive base running here. You force him to make a good throw. I know it's a really good throw by Pages, but watch Bryce with his angle coming in. Kind of got in front of Muncy, and because Bohm was hustling and getting all the way to second, he was awarded third.
Infield in for the Dodgers. The Phillies strike here, and a fly ball to left. This is going to be deep enough. Bohm tags, the catch is made, and Alec Bohm will score the run. So it is the Phillies who execute here. They've scored 3 runs. Sacrifice fly and an RBI for Brandon Marsh. It's 3-1.
You know, BA even sitting in Rob Thompson's office today, right? He kind of said, our guys got to hit. That's why we came on the open talking about those guys, and Schwarber kind of lifted it. Harper with the dumb-down approach, and Bohm going right back up the middle, too.
Here's JT Realmuto, only 1 away in the inning. Base is empty now. Realmuto on the first pitch, slicing down the right field line. It's down fair and bounces out for the automatic double. The Phillies on the attack here in the 4th inning. Their 4th hit. It's a double for Realmuto, his 3rd extra base hit of this division series. And Mark Pryor is on his way to the mound, the Dodger pitching coach.
Now again, this ball kind of gets a little deep on him and just shoots it down the right field corner. But I think when you talk about it, they're hitting that fastball in the zone now. We talked about the first 2 games between Ohtani and Snell, how many balls the Phillies were chasing outside the zone. Bohm took 2 sinkers way in, the cutter away, finally got a strike. Same thing here, Realmuto jumps on the first pitch.
Will Ayrton is the translator, Japanese translator out there conveying the message of Mark Prior to Yamamoto. And what a start to this inning for the Phillies after the Dodgers got a home run from Tommy Edman. 3 on the board, runner at second with 1 out as we send it down to Lauren Shahadi.
And Brian, I saw Kevin Long, Phillies hitting coach, working with the guys yesterday at the plate and asked him about his guys at bats. He said they're too good not to get going. He said when a lot of these guys broke in the league, the average fastball velocity was 92 miles per hour. He said, I checked, it's 97 these playoffs, and you don't see 3 in a row, right? You see a split and a slider and a curve and a change. You're not getting consecutive looks at the fastball. He said, we'll get there. And apparently they're there.
Kevin Long, one of the great hitting coaches. Thank you, Lauren. Phillies arrived yesterday, got a workout in, and took batting practice on the field. Just a matter of time. I think the biggest question was, were they going to stay in this series long enough to get their bats going? And they have arrived here in the 4th. Still 1 out. Real Muto at second base. Max Kepler gets ahead in the count on Yamamoto.
Now you can tell the Phillies are on the hunt for the fastball. That was the first whiff this winning inning right there. But they have laid off Yamamoto's curveball throughout the game. And if you go back to that Reds game, and we saw on TV, how many times did he get looks and swing and miss on that pitch? They're not chasing right now.
Phillies go 0 for 9 with a walk in the first 3 innings. Already 4 hits, 4 for 4 as Kepler goes off the end of the bat, and Pages will run it down, and there is the 2nd out of the inning. And Real Muto is still at second base. Activity in the Dodger pen. Anthony Banda loosening. Just started throwing, though. And if you're talking about changing the narrative for the Phillies, one of the goals is to get into the Dodger bullpen. We've seen how Dave Roberts has put his pen together with starters turn relievers, including Glasnow and Sheehan and Sasaki. But they've got major questions, Frenchie, in front of that. So they've gone with their best arms: Ohtani, Snell, Yamamoto, the starters, and then the 3 starters who aren't in the top 3 in the rotation in this series becoming relievers. We've only seen Vesia and Trinan, the 2 true relievers for the Dodgers thus far.
Yeah, I'll give you this stat to go even farther back to the 2 games against the Reds. The true relievers for that pen have thrown 6 1/3 innings this postseason and have a 7.1 ERA.
Wow.
And Dave Roberts, that's what he's nervous about. I mean, he's been open about. That's why you've seen Glasnow, Sheehan go back to back.
Castellanos hit an 0-2 count, and Yamamoto rings the bell. Fastball on the corner. Castellanos is out. Inning is over, but not before the Phillies strike a Schwarbaum to start it. And then the Phillies add 2 more. 3-1 Philadelphia. We go to the bottom of the 4th in LA. 2025 National League Division Series is presented by Booking.com. That is the Kyle Schwarber baseball that he launched onto the roof of the right field pavilion. And, we're kind of going through some.
I thought it was 2 Modelos.
Dusting off some memories of players who hit big fly balls out there. Willie Stargell certainly comes to mind. Shohei has gone up there, but you know, nothing official. But Frenchie, you said it. I don't remember hardly any baseballs going up in that part of Dodger Stadium in right field.
I've seen Giancarlo Stanton put one on top in left center one time. Can't remember going to right field. Tani's had to do it, right? You would think at some point.
Maybe Mark McGuire, coming in from the peanut gallery. We're getting a lot of memories of Dodger Stadium. This is one of those moments you miss Vin Scully. You'd just be able to walk over and ask him, Vin, and he'd tell you in order the years, who was the pitcher. Listen every day. We're up here in the Vin Scully press box. Always an honor to be here at Dodger Stadium.
Great venues and sports.
Lost a legend up here too. James Minns used to run this press box. Very close with Mr. Scully as well. Freeman strikes out, and Ranger Suarez starts this fourth inning with a K. Lefty on lefty matchup. Picks up his first strikeout, pitching in his second inning now.
Just expanded, started right on the plate and just kept going. And you're not going to get Freeman too many times on that pitch.
Will Smith takes a strike, and the key word in there, takes a strike.
Yeah. He was 6 of 7 swinging at the first pitch before that. Decided to take one.
And quickly 0-2 as Suarez drops a curveball on the outside corner. Suarez is such a field pitcher. He's got a great rhythm on the mound. Bit of a throwback in his own right. Assortment of stuff. Reads hitters well. Good fielder of his position. Does all those little things well. And he had a terrific season, especially in the first half. He was looking like one of the best pitchers in the National League in the first half.
Yeah, you talked about that, but I'll tell you what, we watched 2 years ago, and again in the DSCS with the Braves and Diamondbacks. This guy's a 1.43 in the postseason in his career.
Had that feel of a money pitcher, and he strikes the inside corner and gets the called strike 3. So Smith is rung up. Back-to-back Ks for Ranger Suarez.
That's just great location. Just froze Will Smith. Second time Smith has been throwing some throws tonight.
There's Kike Hernandez, and a strike from Suarez. Kike delivering in the postseason again. 4 RBIs in the 4 playoff games for the Dodgers. Drove in 2 runs in game 1, part of the Dodgers comeback.
You know, being down 2-0 for the Phillies, you probably couldn't have 2 better guys as far as slow heartbeats, not a lot get to him in Aaron Nola and Ranger Suarez. A lot of experience.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 4th. Suarez trying to go through this inning clean. Those are gold in the postseason. It's hard to get through an inning 1, 2, 3. Hernandez flew out to right. First time up. That was against Nola. Nola 2 scoreless, giving up 1 hit and a hit batter. He hopes he's a factor again in this division series. That would look more like game 5. And that one just missed.
Hey, Nick Lentz has done a good job behind the plate tonight. He is not giving those corners. Yamamoto is trying to get that inside corner to the righty. You see Suarez trying to get it, but he's staying right on that plate.
His crew's been excellent. Same group of 6 that were in Philadelphia. And Kike Hernandez showing some patience there, and he draws the walk. 2-out walk in this 4th inning.
Vanda Pharmaceuticals. Innovate in the service of people's pursuit of happiness.
30-year-old Ranger Suarez from Venezuela pitched to a 3.20 ERA in the regular season as a starter.
You think Kike Hernandez just gets bored during the regular season now?
I mean, the numbers are kind of bearing that out right now.
90 games in the postseason, 280 with 15 home runs. He had 203 this year. And it's like all of a sudden October comes. I'm ready, Skip.
New glasses and all as of the last couple of years. Max Muncy with the new spectacles as well. Muncy against lefties, just a 157 average this season. OPS was 564. Those are very poor numbers for Muncy. Had just 3 home runs against lefties.
you got to be careful not to hang this off-speed pitch in that zone coming across the plate. Great power from Max.
Muncy turns on it, base hit. Hernandez to second. Max Muncy collects a single against a left-handed pitcher. And now the Dodgers, with 2 outs, start to get it churning a little bit.
And again, not the year versus lefties that Muncy has wanted to see, but another guy kind of locking it in here in October. And can just, what you do is you flip this lineup for the Dodgers, right? All of a sudden you're at the 8th hole hitter in Pages with 27 home runs, and you look over in the hole and there's Ohtani again. And that's, again, it's just so tough to navigate this lineup time and time again.
2 men aboard, 2 outs after back-to-back strikeouts for Suarez started the inning. Andy Pages. Pages looking for his first hit at Dodger Stadium this postseason. He's 0 for 10 now. Did have a hit in Philadelphia in game 1. And a swing and a miss. That was the slow curveball. 77 miles an hour from Suarez. Phillies lead 3-1. Pages, fly ball into shallow left. Back of the grass is Turner. He'll make the call and the catch. And the inning is over. Ranger Suarez puts up a 0 in the 4th. We go to the 5th. Phillies coming to bat. They lead it 3-1 in game 3. The 2025 MLB postseason is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. And by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward. Visit careers.progressive.com. Santa Monica Pier all lit up on a Wednesday night. And the Dodgers and the Phillies for game 3. First game in Dodger Stadium of this series. After the Dodgers went on the road and won the first 2 games against a team that had the best home record in the majors, the Phillies. 3-1 Philadelphia. Bryson Stott, the number 9 hitter, leads off. And then it's Turner, then Schwarber. Still buzzing about that Schwarber home run on the rooftop above the right field pavilion. And a strike. Got the call. 2-1 the count. Bonda continuing to throw in the Dodger pen. He might be up for Kyle Schwarber. See how Dave Roberts wants to play it. Big swing by Stott. 2-2 now.
There's that cutter. And I think Yamamoto, the last couple innings, or I should say moving forward, you're going to see maybe a little more mix up with that split cutter. That last inning, those Phillies hitters really got on that fastball by Yamamoto.
Well, think about this. Yamamoto led the National League in fewest hits per 9 innings. So his average hits per 9 was 5.9. Giving up 4 in an inning.
Yeah.
4 hits in a 5-batter span. Very uncharacteristic of Yamamoto. Bryson Stott slaps that one back up the middle and a base hit. Into right center it goes. And Bryson Stott with a 2-strike single to start the 5th.
You know, Bryson Stott, because of how hot he's been this really second half, down at that 9-hole hitter, is kind of like an extra leadoff hitter. Good speed too. And this was a pitch down in the zone that he was able to just sneak by Edman. You got to remember here, Dodger Stadium, BA, this is one of the quickest infields in all of baseball. So those little shots up the middle get through a lot of the time.
Top of the order here is Trey Turner. Cuts and misses at the first offering. Phillies have plenty of firepower to come back in this series. Back-to-back National League Eastern Division champions. 4th straight postseason for the Phillies. Went to the World Series in 2022. Remember, Rob Thompson had taken over on an interim basis. for Joe Girardi that year.
They snuck in as a 6th seed that year too, didn't they?
6th seed, the last National League entry all the way to the World Series. Rob Thompson brought up the 2004 Yankees. You might remember he was a coach on that Yankees team that had a 3-0 lead on the Boston Red Sox, the Cowboy up Red Sox. And of course Boston came back and won 4 in a row to win that series, one of the all-time great comebacks in baseball history. And you know, he talked about what he saw from the losing end of that from the Yankees side was a Red Sox team that was not so concerned with the overall result, but the individual process, each inning, each at-bat, and they just took it one step at a time. And he referenced that as what his Phillies need to do here in Los Angeles. Up the middle and a base hit for Turner. Back-to-back singles for the Phillies.
Well, BA, we sit here and we can talk all we want about what pitchers coming in with Nola, Suarez, any of that. But ultimately, this is where the Dodgers right here. You look at the last 8 postseason games, 1-7. They've averaged 2.6 runs a game. And Rob Thompson told us tonight, I can make all the moves the pen I want. We got to score runs. And so far here, they're off to a good start tonight. You see Dave Roberts coming out now. This might be the end of the night.
Well, he is not feeling it with Yamamoto right now, giving up a lot of hits in the last 2 innings. Phillies have put 6 hits together. The last 9 batters Yamamoto has faced, he is out. Anthony Banda is coming in to face Schwarber. Tonight's StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. This is impressive. Off mass cam from Nick Lentz, the home plate umpire. Schwarber sends it way out, and look where this lands. Right on top of the roof on the pavilion. 455 feet. Kyle Schwarber has 5 homers in the postseason of over 450 feet. And now it's Anthony Banda to face him with 2 on and nobody out.
And Dave Roberts trying to put out this fire right here with one of his high leverage lefties. First appearance in the postseason for Banda, though, left off the roster against the Reds. As you see, great regular season numbers, and lefties hitting 153 off him this year. That fastball, he sinks it also, and the slider is a strikeout pitch.
Banda from Corpus Christi in Texas. Dodgers picked him up from Cleveland in May of 2024. He steps into a big spot. Phillies have to know that the Dodgers would get very conservative if the Phillies can tack on right here. They lead it 3-1. And the runners take off, and Schwarber takes a pitch, throw to third, not in time. Bryson Stott swipes third base. Both runners got a huge lead and a huge jump, and it's a double steal. That puts him at second and third with nobody out.
Well, they've been timing it up, and great jump by Stott, and of course Turner following him. And look, in a game where you want to try to tack on to get to 4 or 5, that was a huge, with no outs, a huge play for the Phillies. Forces that Dodgers infield to come in now.
This is how you can play when you're in the lead, and the Phillies aggressive on the base paths. Infield in. Banda misses away, and now it's 2-2 on Schwarber. Schwarber snapped it 0 for 22 of that home run. Jeff, we hit the air today talking about the big 3 of the Phillies. Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper. They all have a hit in this game. Harper's been on twice with a walk and a single, and Schwarber's homer jump-started a 3-run inning in the 4th. Full count. Count stays at 3-2.
See now, after getting ahead, going nothing but that off speed, trying to get Schwarber to expand right on that outside part of the plate.
And Banda strikes him out. Gave him the heat. And out number one is a strikeout of Schwarber with runners at second and third. That's a big one for Banda.
Well, I was wondering if he was going to try to unleash that pitch. He had thrown 5 out of 6 sliders to him right there, and good time to throw that pitch a little bit elevated where Schwarber couldn't even foul it off. Huge strikeout.
Here's Bryce Harper now. Harper on the first pitch pops this one up. This is shallow right. Hernandez got a long way to go. He's going to make the catch, and Stott won't challenge him. 2 big outs for Anthony Banda. And just as the Phillies are in big inning mode, now the momentum could switch here. Banda can retire Alec Bohm.
Well, and it's set up for Dave Roberts now if he wants to put Bohm on first base. You got a base open with 2 outs, and you got the lefty Marsh behind him. And with Bader hurt, not able to play the outfield, I think you're going to see Dave Roberts put him on.
We welcome you in from the Yankees Blue Jays. Toronto has eliminated the New York Yankees with a 5-2 win today. In 4 games, Toronto is advancing to the ALCS. So half of the World Series matchup in the Yankees is out. Dodgers up 2 games to none in this best of 5 in the NLDS.
And again, BA, this is where that injury to Bader and him not being able to hit, or can hit but not really play the outfield. Dave Roberts was able to get the matchup he wanted.
A pitch clock violation here. This is going to be on Brandon Marsh, so he'll have a strike on his at-bat to start the at-bat. So the batter has to be attentive to the pitcher by the 8-second mark on the countdown clock. And home plate umpire Nick Lentz watching the clock, comes out, taps on his wrist, which is the indication. Marsh is upset.
Well, I think he's upset because the bat boy was out there. And that's what Marsh was trying to say. You want me in the box while the bat boy is sitting right there.
See the pitch clock. Marsh wasn't even in the box yet. And I think umpires, they tell players all the time, whatever the traffic, whatever the clutter is around the field, you do your part on the clock. We will be the ones to call timeout or whatever has to happen to adjudicate that properly. But it's a strike on Marsh, and it's 0-1. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And it's 0-2. Anthony Banda turns the worm here in the 5th. Strands the bases loaded. Phillies at 2 on, nobody out. Schwarber, Harper, Marsh, all retired, and it's still 3-1 Phillies. Your team, your players, your postseason. Follow all the postseason action. Download the MLB app, the #1 app for live baseball. Cubs a winner today. Blue Jays a winner today to win that series. Cubs and Brewers will go to a Game 4 at Wrigley Field tomorrow. Tigers and Mariners all even at 2 apiece in that series. This one is 2-0 Dodgers, but the Phillies have the lead in Game 3, 3-1. Tommy Edman. Oh, what a catch! Alec Bohm goes up the ladder. The long, tall third baseman fetches one and robs Edman of a base hit.
I was about to say he might be the only guy at 6'5" for third base. Might be the only guy that catches this ball. I know this, BA, you ain't catching that.
Now I've been watching that one go down in the corner.
You're not catching that.
Turn and look. Get yourself in a cutoff position. Shohei Ohtani. 0 for 2 tonight. Flew out to left and he grounded to first in the 3rd inning. And he lashes one foul down the left field line. Nice pick over there by Sean.
Ohtani's trying to say catcher's interference. He's trying to say JT Realmuto hit his glove.
Well, the Dodgers are looking at the video now. Realmuto shaking his head.
Yeah.
He said, no, I heard it.
Or Ohtani's saying, there's no way my bat can get through the zone better than that.
I usually hit tanks over there. Bullpen's active. Suarez gave up a home run, the first pitch he threw when he entered the game in the third. After Aaron Nola worked 2 scoreless. But Suarez has settled in. Retired 5 in a row after the homer. Stranded 2 on last inning. Close one. Didn't get the call that time, and it's 2-2 on Ohtani. Only 1 hit in this division series. 1 for 11.
What a job by Vanda coming in, huh? I mean, weren't on the wild card roster. You get on this, you haven't pitched yet, and you come in, you strike out Schwarber, you get Harper to fly out. Walk, intentionally walk, and then you get Marsh to swing and miss.
And a swing and a miss by Suarez. Lefties have been tough on lefties. And Ohtani is out. He's 0 for 3. Strikeout number 3 for Ranger Suarez.
That's the thing that Ranger can do, whether it's that slider, curveball, he kind of takes a little bit off this. Gets Ohtani out in front.
2 outs in the Dodger 5th. Mookie Betts with a triple his first time up. Line drive to right center, and Brandon Marsh tried to make a diving catch. He missed it. It went all the way to the wall, and Betts with his first career postseason triple. Now he's got a base hit. A single. And Mookie Betts hit the ball sharply all 3 times. He's 2 out of 3. 2-out single for LA.
2-out rallies. Now you bring up the right guy for the Dodgers. 10-game postseason hitting streak. A huge home run in game 1 and 2 in game 1 of the wild card series against the Reds.
Jumps on the first pitch. He pulls it foul. That one had some serious heat on it. Just got out ahead of it. That was a curveball by Suarez.
Look at that thing. He's just praying it doesn't hook, and it just hooks foul.
Got away with a hanger. On the ground, Turner knocks it down, goes the easy way, and that retires the side. Suarez rolling through 3 innings here, only giving up the 1 run. 3-1 Phillies as we go to the 6th. DraftKings Sportsbook is your home for live betting, and new customers can bet $5, pocket $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the app, use the promo code HEAT when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Base cam giving you some looks from down on the field. 3-1, the Phillies have the lead over the Dodgers in game 3 of this best-of-5 division series. New pitcher Frenchie is rookie Jack Dreyer, former Iowa Hawkeye, pitching in just his 2nd postseason game.
Yeah, pitched in that wild card series against the Reds, but he's had a great season. 67 games. Got a good fastball and slider.
Realmuto, liner to right, going to be caught by Hernandez. JT Realmuto is out number 1 as we send it down to Lauren.
And Brian, I was watching Dave Roberts after Bonda got out of bases loaded in the 5th, pumped his fist. And that's what he needs, and he doesn't know who he's getting it from. Dave was going through his bullpen plan yesterday. He said, our goal is to be playing a few more weeks. So if we're going to do that, I have to use my roster. Roki can't close every game. A starter can't pitch out of the pen every game. If there was a world where I could use 5 starters and win the postseason, I would sign up for that. But that's impossible, Jeff. They won't get through October like that.
No, he knows that. And he, you know, game 1 and 2, he tried with Blake Treinen in the 9th inning and knew he had to get some length. And same thing here, but Bonda came in, did a job. Now he's asking another lefty to do a good job. And the Phillies right there missed an opportunity, because if they were able to get a couple runs, you don't ever want to say punt, but you're not seeing your high leverage guys for the Dodgers. And right now in a 3-1 ball game, you're going to continue to see these guys, and you're getting the matchups you want, right? Kepler, with his defense and them needing him in here, Rob Thompson's not pinch hitting for him, so you got the lefty-lefty matchup you want right here.
They laned out Bonda well with Schwarber, Harper, and Marsh, 3 left-handed batters, and Bonda retired all 3 of them, pitching around Bohm to get to Brandon Marsh. And now Dreyer pitching in the 6th. Dodgers down 3-1. The Phillies scored all 3 of their runs against Yoshi Yamamoto. Chased him after 4+ innings. He faced 2 batters in the 5th, giving up 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. And Bonda to Dreyer after that. Meanwhile, Ranger Suarez still in the game, operating as the bulk pitcher for the Phillies tonight. Smith was ready to fire that one around the horn. He didn't get the call. Close pitch. Count goes 3-2. Dreyer working quickly. And Kepler fouls it back, stays alive. It is a close game, but we are certainly in the quote-unquote find-out portion of the bullpen for the Dodgers and Dave Roberts right now. You have to pick up innings elsewhere, and this is the game to do it. And it's a walk. Kepler draws the free pass, and a base runner with 1 away in the 6th inning. So here's the setup tomorrow. If there is a game 4 in this series, we'll be first tomorrow. Phillies Dodgers game 4 on TBS, True TV, and streaming on HBO Max, and we'll start it at 6 p.m. Eastern if necessary. Brewers and Cubs know they're going to a game 4, and they get the primetime matchup tomorrow. Brewers up 2-1 in that series. That game will start at 9 Eastern, 8 Central at Wrigley Field. These 5-game series can turn on a dime. No balls and a strike on Castellanos. And a swing and a miss. That's a big-time slider right there by Dreyer. Straight down, 89 miles an hour. Yikes. Used to be a rookie would come up. Spring training number is 86. You couldn't wait to get a low number. Nowadays, you let it ride. That's your number.
Maybe he pitched so well in spring with that number, he said, you know what, I want it.
I'm sticking with 86. 26-year-old lefty. Mark Pryor's got his bullpen on notice.
Well, Dave Roberts, like anything, is trying everything he can to keep this game at 3-1. Remember the Phillies in game 1 went up 3-0. Ohtani was able to kind of get out of that mess, shut down innings, and Dave Roberts is so confident in that offense that they're going to strike at some point.
Castellanos, defensive swing, he fouls it off. He had made up his mind.
That's why, you know, Rob Thompson's got to be kicking himself a little bit for not tacking on at least 1 run last inning.
Blake Trinan in the Dodger bullpen. You wonder, where does Clayton Kershaw come into the mix? He is available in the bullpen tonight. We asked Clayton to join us for an interview during the game tonight, or even before the game. He had a great line. He goes, I'm a bullpen guy now. I'm locked in from the first inning. I could be in the game in the first inning. We respect that. I'm not saying I believe him, but I respect it.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. Yamamoto's definitely not buying it.
No.
You can sit down.
1-2. High fly ball to center. Routine for Andy Pages. And there is out number 2. Back to first goes Kepler.
Credit Dave Roberts, too, for going out and getting Yamamoto. I know that wasn't easy, but I think what he didn't like was in that 4th inning, really, you saw and into the Fit, there wasn't a lot of swing and miss. And I think that's what worried him at some point. You're usually seeing a lot of swing and miss from him. And so he decided to go try to give his lefty an opportunity. He paid off.
Stott, a big swing and a miss. Yamamoto went that stretch in the 4th and the 5th. So he didn't give up a hit the first 3 innings, but then 9 batters faced in that window you're talking about. He gave up 6 hits.
Yeah.
Stott had 1 of those hits, 1 of the 6 against Yamamoto. He singled with 2 strikes. He and Turner both had 2-strike singles to start that 5th inning. Sense of urgency for the Phillies to score here. Runner at first, 2 outs, and Stott fouls it away. On the flip side, it is a major victory for the Dodgers if they can get Bonda and Dreyer through this part of the game and keep it 3-1. Top of the order is coming up next. Turner awaits. 0-2 the count. Stott got jammed right to Freeman, and the inning is over. And Anthony Bonda and Jack Dreyer, 2 lefties out of that Dodger pen, putting up zeros. Bottom of the 6th, Dodgers coming up. You're watching the 2025 National League Division Series. It's presented by Booking.com. Kyle Schwarber has delivered a big punch in this one tonight. Long home run off Yamamoto in the 4th. Phillies scored 3 against Yamamoto, and they've made it hold up. 3-1 is our score. Phillies lead it. Freddie Freeman will lead off against Ranger Suarez as we play in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the buzz you hear, Clayton Kershaw preparing to enter this game as a reliever. And what a scene that is going to be when he steps on this field in the postseason. He's already announced he's retiring at the end of the year. Very emotional finish to the season, pitching his last regular season game at Dodger Stadium. He's all business down there. One of the all-time Dodger greats.
It's kind of that window for him, right? As far as when you look at the lineup with Schwarber and Harper coming up 2-3.
Freeman, Smith, and Hernandez. Kike Hernandez starting the 6th inning. Middle of the order. Freddie Freeman was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. That came with 2 outs. Nola stranded 1st and 3rd in that 1st inning. Freeman struck out last time up. And Ranger Suarez strikes him out again. He's got him twice, both swinging. 1 away in the 6th inning.
Well, give him credit how he's attacked Freddie Freeman tonight. And there's no pitch the same back-to-back, working in on him with even changeup. Last time he got him with that slow curveball away. This time fires a fastball on him.
Will Smith now. Pitching plan has worked for the Phillies. A lot of discussion about Rob Thompson and the Phillies choosing Aaron Nola to start this game, but he delivered for him. 2 scoreless innings. And Ranger Suarez, who gave up the home run on his first pitch he threw to Tommy Edman, has been good since. He's pitching in his 4th inning now. Counting the outs to get to Johan Duran. And a base hit into right field. Will Smith shortening up, shooting the ball into right field, and the Dodgers will bring the tying run to the plate.
And that's why Will Smith's so valuable. Not only great power from the catcher, but he's able to do this. He's a complete hitter. And he just knows they need a runner. They need some sort of thing to get going. He takes the ball and shoots it to right.
First start of this postseason for Smith. He's got his first hit. Kike Hernandez, fly out to right and a walk. Got down 2 strikes quickly in the 4th against Suarez, and then battled. Ended up walking. Second time around. Jam shot, fly ball to center. Marsh got a long way to go. Crashing in. It's going to fall. A base hit. Kike Hernandez just muscles one to center field. By any means necessary for Kike Hernandez. It was a big swing, but he got sawed off, and Marsh just could not get there.
Again, you saw Marsh kind of had a pause for a second, and he went a little towards the other way, and Turner playing too far over in the hole, just no chance. And you know, Ranger's going to be frustrated on that because he made a good pitch and got it in on Kike.
Gave him the grenade. Now the Dodgers with 2 on. Max Muncy coming up.
That's the hard thing. You go back to the 4th inning, 2 guys on for the Dodgers. Phillies got out of it. Last inning, Mookie Betts gets on, they get out of it. Now again, 2 guys on, and every inning it feels like someone's getting on for the Dodgers and they're giving themselves opportunities.
There's only been 1 3-up 3-down inning. That was Nola in the 2nd inning. Phillies set up for a double play ball here. Max Muncy, lefty on lefty, and a swing and a miss. Started him with a slider. Haven't had a hit with a runner in scoring position yet for either team. 0 for 3. Not a whole lot of chances. Miguel Rojas has come on deck. Muncy on the ground, double play ball here. Stott, Turner to Harper, and a double play, and Ranger Suarez gets out of the jam and calmly walks back to the Philly first base dugout. Taylor made 2 for the price of 1 as the Phillies go 4-6-3 to end the inning. Between innings, Clayton Kershaw's entrance. The great Sandy Koufax to his feet. Goosebumps. This place was rocking as Clayton Kershaw makes his first relief appearance in a postseason game since the 2019 playoffs. And he faces Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, and Bryce Harper, the Phillies' 3 best hitters. Stacking one lefty after another is Dave Roberts. And a living legend is going to get this 7th inning here. 3-time Cy Young Award winner, been an MVP, pitching Triple Crown winner, 5 ERA titles, headed to the Hall of Fame.
You said goosebumps. That was right. When this 55,000 people stood up here, Sandy Koufax clapping. Pretty amazing.
And Turner back up the middle in a base hit. So Trey Turner quiets him down here at Dodger Stadium. Leadoff single in the 7th. Turner's got 2 hits tonight. He's 2 for 4. Kershaw, an all-star this year. Even at age 37, he put up terrific numbers. Amazing comeback for Kershaw. Unexpected in a lot of ways. 22 starts, 11-2 record with a .336 earned run average. Was not on the wild card roster, but is on the DS roster for moments like this.
Well, I think he said it coming into the season. When you looked at their stacked rotation, you kind of said, how's he going to fit? And because of all the injuries, he ended up, for that 3-4 month span, being the ace of the staff along with Yamamoto.
Schwarber. A highlight reel moment in this game with that long home run, 455-foot homer in the 4th inning. I'm saying it was longer.
Me too.
I'm challenging StatCast, challenging you. 2 balls, no strikes. Schwarber fouls it back our way. Right through the hands of Jeff Frank.
It was not. It was just below us.
Should have brought your glove, Frenchie.
Man.
2-1 to count. Cole buckled him, but it just missed high.
A little bit up right here, but on the other side, if you're the Phillies and you're Rob Thompson, BA, you're dying for a few tack-on runs right here. Phillies keep giving themselves some chances, haven't been able to cash in.
And Schwarber draws the walk. So a patient approach. First and second with nobody out against Kershaw. Time for more baseball presented by Geico. Get more with Geico. Let's take you back. Some of the longer home runs. I remember that one like it was yesterday. Well, 10 years ago.
And then this one right here, still the hardest hit postseason home run in StatCast era. That one in San Diego, 119.7 off the bat for Schwarber.
117 off the bat to go on top of the pavilion roof. He's had some memorable home runs in his career. 22 postseason homers now for Schwarber. Top 4 all time. And he is now aboard. 2 on for Bryce Harper. This went from feel good to feel anxious quickly for the Dodgers here in the 7th inning. Harper against Kershaw.
And Harper might have helped him out on that first pitch right there. That goes off the plate.
A lot of hardware between these two guys. 2 men aboard. And Harper into right field. Late break. And it is a catch by Hernandez. It wasn't pretty, but Teoscar Hernandez secures it. There was a little panic setting in. Well, it's out number 1.
It was off the end of the bat by Harper, so it sounded funny, and you could see Hernandez had a lot of topspin on it. And right here, actually, did a great job. Schwarber was kind of off far, and good awareness to throw it to first.
The end of that highlight is good. It was the beginning that you could see his eyes open up from here. 2 on, 1 away. Here's Alec Bohm. Both runners start. Now you got to play it first. And out at first is Schwarber. Turner started, then stopped, and Schwarber couldn't get back. And the Phillies give Kershaw and the Dodgers a gift in this 7th inning.
Yeah, right here, you can see the ball gets just away from Will Smith, but Turner had kind of trouble reading it just a little bit. And Schwarber was following him right here. You can see, and Freddie just comes in behind him.
Well, that changes things dramatically now. 2 outs. Turner's at third base. And Kershaw gets out of this inning. Dodger Stadium is going to erupt. Bohm hoping to do something about it.
Well, and this is another scenario. 2 outs and first base open. Dave Roberts has the opportunity to put him on and let Marsh come up again. You can see Dave finally stood up down there, and I think in the back of his mind he's probably trusting Clayton Kershaw, right? All the knowledge.
The old intentional walk, maybe. Be careful with him. And he's working around the edges, and Bohm is ahead in the count 3-0. Dave Roberts just whistles out to Will Smith to put him on. This will be the 2nd consecutive plate appearance that Bohm has reached on an intentional pass.
Does a little hop bring a little luck? Catch the game like never before with AI from Google Cloud.
And now, BA, because of that base running mistake again, they gave the ability to walk. We already saw it 2 innings ago. They walked with 2 outs, Bohm, and now they're able to do it again and get that lefty-lefty matchup they want.
Certainly wouldn't have done that with runners at first and second. He had bad in this game.
I do know one thing. Marsh was in the box with plenty of time. Last time he was late to the box and got an 0-1 count to start.
Got a pitch clock violation on him. Clayton Kershaw deals, and off the end of the bat, a foul ball. Marsh hitting just 197 against lefties this year. OPS under 600. Struggled against lefties. Did have a sac fly in the fourth. That was against Yamamoto. That was part of the 3-run inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Phillies threatening here. There are 2 outs. And a strike, top of the zone. Generous call. And now it's 1-2.
Tried to go vintage Clayton Kershaw there for old time's sake and drop that big curveball.
22-year-old thought, 37-year-old body. Couldn't rip it. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Marsh. Spoils 1 foul. You think about the 2 greatest left-handed curveballs. I mean, he just adds Steve Carlton if you want to bring a Philly part of this. Carlton had the big slider, but that guy right there, Sandy Koufax, Clayton Kershaw. 2 legends in Dodger lore. Magic Johnson watching on. Kershaw deals. That ball's hit hard right center. Hernandez makes the catch, and the inning is over. And Clayton Kershaw has his postseason moment in Game 3. Bring you inside the booth, presented by AT&T. Brian Anderson with Jeff Francoeur. And I tell you, from the Phillies' perspective, they've had some opportunities here go by the wayside with the lefties out of the pen.
5th inning, 2nd and 3rd, no outs, no runs. 7th inning, 1st and 2nd, no outs, no runs. And that's where they wanted to get to. Rob Thompson said, we want to get to that bullpen. And I'll tell you what, some good defensive plays, a base running blunder there by the Phillies. And here we are, and still 3-1, and you feel like this is a game that the Phillies could be up 5 or 6 right now.
5 lefties in the bullpen for the Dodgers. They have deployed 3 in a row. And it finishes with Kershaw. Miguel Rojas is going to pinch hit. We start the Dodger half of the 7th inning. Rojas pinch hitting for Andy Pages. Tommy Edman due next, and then to the top of the order, Ohtani.
Just wondering if Dave Roberts talked to us today about Rojas's approach, how it's up the middle the other way. You saw Tommy Edman last inning, or Will Smith go that way, and I think he's trying to get something started.
Pages 27 homers in the regular year, but he's on the struggle bus right now in this postseason. 0 for 2 today. Rojas on the ground. Harper snatches it up and will go to the bag for out number 1. And we send it down to Lauren Shahadi.
And Brian, I was watching Ranger in between innings, just stretching and smiling. We talk about the different temperaments for starters and relievers. JT told me Ranger has both. He's pitched in basically every inning at one point in his 8 years with the Phillies. He says he's an artist. I've never caught anyone quite like him. I've actually never met anyone quite like him. He's a beauty, and he's in control tonight, BA.
Tranquilo.
Oh, there's no doubt. If you saw that double play in the last inning, Lauren versus Max Muncy, not a single fist pump, nothing, just slow walk off the mound. And here we are. He's gone, what, 4 1/3, only giving up 1 run? The Edman home run.
He got himself out of a mess last inning, back-to-back hits with 1 out, then got Muncy to bounce into the double play ball. His pitching plan for the Phillies has worked almost to perfection. Only the Tommy Edman homer in the 3rd inning. The lone blemish on the board. That was the first pitch Suarez threw. Edman pounced on it and knocked it out. Only Dodger tally of the game. Suarez does pitch here in the 7th with activity behind him. John Duran, the closer, is preparing here quickly. Rob Thompson said he would not hesitate to use in multiple innings. I'm not sure I had it. Duran warming up in the 7th on the bingo card, but here he is.
The old 7-out save. just go. I think it's more than anything the part of the lineup that's getting ready to come up. When you talk about Mookie Betts and Teoscar Hernandez, I think if you're Rob Thompson, you might be thinking that might be the part of the game right there if Edman or Ohtani get on. And down 2-0, facing elimination.
Well, if there are pitchers made for lanes, that's the #1 lane for the Dodgers. Yeah. Ohtani due next. Suarez could go a long way with his manager if he could get through this 7th inning, though. That would be huge. Edman fouls it away. It's been a very interesting series already. I mean, the first 2 games were thrilling. It went back and forth. Each team had a chance to win those games. The Dodgers prevailed in both. Phillies had a late comeback in the 9th inning of game 2. Couldn't quite get to the finish line. Bouncing ball to Bohm. And up the line, but Harper with the catch and the tag. Edman is retired. And 2 men are out here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, you can see Harper telling Edman, sorry, that ball, look, that throw took him off, and the last thing Harper wanted to do is put a weak tag, right? And got Edman here pretty good.
Gave a little right arm.
Yeah.
First basemen are, and rightly so, very sensitive about collisions.
Yeah, for sure.
At first, I mean, I remember Max Muncy just a few years ago knocked him out for the postseason on a play like that at the end of the regular season. Ooh, big swing by Ohtani. Well, this is the matchup. Could be the last hitter for Suarez. Two outs, 7th inning. Ohtani 0 for 3 tonight. 2 of those at-bats coming against Suarez. Rangers struck him out in the 5th. Ohtani, fly ball to left. Got some carry. It is going to be caught at the wall. Kepler with just enough room. Ohtani missed it on by a click on the bat. And Ranger Suarez eases his way back to the Philly dugout. What a performance from the lefty. The latest betting odds from DraftKings Sportsbook. You can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Place your bets live today. Sign up with promo code HEAT. Phillies, desperation mode. Elimination game for the Phillies, and they're up 3-1 in game 3. Clayton Kershaw returns to the mound. So Dave Roberts is going to let it ride with his lefty. Justin Dean enters the game to play center. Rojas hit for Andy Pages. So using 3 players in that spot in the order. That ball is hit well into deep left center field, and this is going to fly out of here. JT Realmuto. Second hit of the game, and his first home run of this division series. He's made it 4-1 Phillies.
Boy, JT's looking like the JT Realmuto from years ago. Got a 1-0 slider. You can see kind of clipped it out front, but 407. 105 off the bat.
Big fly from Realmuto.
And let me tell you, that is a massive tack-on run. That's the run the Phillies have been waiting for.
What happens in this inning will determine who is up next for the Phillies on the mound as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Remember, it's Betts, Teoscar Hernandez, and Freddie Freeman coming up. Saw Yohan Duran loosening, maybe even preparing to come in the 7th until Suarez got out of it.
You know, and if you're Rob Thompson, say it stays 4-1 going to that inning, and you throw the big fella out there, you can even kind of almost reverse it and bring Strom in for the 9th if you like the matchups better. But I think he feels like this part of the game has got to have him out there. He's been waiting to unleash him with the lead, right? Both times in Philly, came in the 9th. with the Dodgers winning.
Kerkering now is starting to throw. Max Kepler. And did he go? He did not. Checks his swing. And Kepler is aboard with a walk. So Kershaw coming in to start the 7th inning, gave up 2 walks and a single, one of those an intentional walk, and now he has given up a home run and a walk to start this 8th inning. And the benefits of having a 2-0 lead in a series, Dave Roberts is going to let it ride, and now it's Castellanos. Nobody out. Bouncing ball third base, and Muncy can't pick it. Everybody safe. Muncy took a swipe. Castellanos is aboard. And this is turning into a big opportunity for the Phillies right now.
Yeah, that's the ball you come out here, and a lot of times you'll see Muncy make that play. It just hit off the heel right there. Yeah, it's an error.
2 on, nobody out. A run is in. And here is Bryson Stott. Stott gets a bunt down. No wheel play on this time. And Muncy takes the out at first.
There you go. Rob Thompson trying to get that extra run or 2 right here and expand that lead.
Sacrifice bunt puts runners at 2nd and 3rd. Make your voice heard. You can vote now to select the 2025 All-MLB team. It's your chance to be a part of history and honor this season's top performers. MLB.com/AllMLB for details.
See that infield for the Dodgers come in at 4-1. No, they have to try to keep it right here.
Top of the order, Trey Turner with 2 hits. Former Dodger. Won a batting title as a Dodger after he started the year in Washington that season. Traded to LA and continued his excellent hitting. 2nd batting title of his career this year, hit .304. He missed most of the month of September with a hamstring injury. Came back the final game of the regular season, and he started all 4 games, or all 3 games I should say, in this division series.
Now, this moment right here for the Phillies is so big too, because it kind of will tell you what Rob Thompson's going to do with that bullpen, because every pitch Johan Duran does not throw tonight is a plus for the Phillies if they can win this ball game.
Yeah, one day leads to the next, especially when we get to the first time with back-to-back. That's a little flare, going to fall for a base hit, and this is going to bring in 2 runs. Trey Turner serves one into right center, and the Phillies lead 6-1. 3 runs are in here in the 8th. Turner with his 3rd hit of the game.
We talk about it. He got jammed right there, but Turner, one thing he wanted to make sure he didn't do, BA, was roll over that pitch and roll over a slider or splitter. And with the infield in, all he had to do was loop one out in the outfield, and 2 huge tack-on runs, really 3 this inning.
Had a 3-run 4th, and now Schwarber, a high towering fly ball. That one is deep. Hernandez will watch it fly. It's another bomb. Kyle Schwarber has done it again, and the Phillies have busted it wide open here in the 8th. 2nd homer of the game for Schwarber. 8-1 Philadelphia. That was a rainmaker to right field.
I did not know if that was going to travel enough. I mean, it was so high, 109 off the bat, but straight in the air. But Kyle Schwarber so strong, right off the top of the wall, 368 feet to give the Phillies the 8-1 lead.
Most home runs postseason history. Schwarber has jumped Bernie Williams. His 23rd of his career with 2 tonight. Altuve and Manny Ramirez up ahead. Now a shot into left center. That's going to split the gap. Over to cut it off, and Dean kicks it. And Bryce Harper into second base. That'll be a double. It is tough to watch Clayton Kershaw struggle like this. As great as his career has been, Phillies are pouring it on in this 8th inning. And right now, nobody warming in the Dodger bullpen. 8th inning has been a nightmare for Dodger pitching. Hasn't cost them yet this postseason, but 11 runs allowed now in the 8th inning.
You know, BA, we came on the air with the open talking about the Phillies' big 3, right? And them having to do something. Rob Thompson has been saying it for 2 days. They're 7 for 13 tonight. Turner, Schwarber, and Harper.
Huge games from the big 3 with their backs up against the wall. Alec Bohm still 1 out, and Bohm takes a ball. Just now getting back up in the pen is Blake Trinan. That was his first toss. And more importantly for the Phillies, Johan Duran is back down. And if you can buy a day without using Duran, he was ready to come in the game in the 7th inning.
I told you, you had the off day yesterday. If you don't have to use him today, now you got him for 6 outs, possibly tomorrow night, if you're Rob Thompson.
Ranger Suarez all smiles. What a performance he put together. 5 innings, only 1 run. Bridge that gap. A lot of discussion about the Phillies pitching plan for game 3. Facing elimination. And they nailed it. Nola 2 scoreless. Suarez 5 innings, 1 run. On the ground through for a base hit. And here comes Harper. Throw comes in from Hernandez on a hop. Got a play here. And out at home. Great throw from Kike Hernandez. Saves a run for now. Harper cut down at the plate on a perfect 1-hopper from Kike.
Man, you talk about a perfect throw. I told you how hard and this infield is right here. This ball was, I mean, look at this. Charged it beautifully, used all that momentum, 1 hop. That hop gave Will Smith time to get back, get in position. And yeah, gets Harper right on that leg. Well done.
Needed it. The Dodgers. Here's Brandon Marsh now. 9th hitter of the inning. Well, you know, Clayton Kershaw is trying to tough this one out, pick up as many outs as he can for his team. There's 0 blemishes on his career based on anything that happens this postseason. But it's tough to watch if you're a Dodger fan, knowing what Kershaw has meant to this organization and meant to this game. Dave Roberts just letting him ride here. Three and 1 to count. Brandon Marsh. Phillies have 5 runs in here in the 8th. Full count. Kershaw made it to the big leagues at age 20. one of the game's most dominant pitchers for a long, long time. Fly ball to center, back on it, Dean racing, Dean on the track, and makes a great catch. Wow. Kershaw deserved that one. Heck of a play by Dean. Phillies score 5. And they have opened up game 3 with an 8-1 victory. Real Muto with a bomb. Schwarber with a 2-homer game. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, all Phillies tonight in game 3, 8-1. Our scorer, Orion Kerkering, comes in. That could not have played out better for Rob Thompson and the Phillies to be able to sit their dominant closer down. They'll have him fully rested for tomorrow, and now Kerkering will try to navigate his way through this Dodger batting order with a 7-run lead to work with in the 8th. Kerkering's looked good. He was a victim of some bad luck in game 2, but he has come out throwing hard. He's hit 100 miles an hour. Stuff looks good. Kerkering did not have a very good year. Had a tough year with inherited runners. But he's kind of opened up the eyes of the Phillies, and they feel like he's a guy that has turned the corner. Jam shot out to short. Trey Turner makes the play for out number 1. They wear what the players are wearing on field during the postseason. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, and tees. Visit MLBshop.com for your favorite postseason team gear.
Well, what you just saw from Kerkering, that's what he's been doing to the righties. He did that to Kike Hernandez the other night and got the ground ball. He shattered his bat too hard. That fastball he has right now has a lot of tail going into these righties. And I think less confidence they had at the end of the year. That game 1, when he came in and pitched those 12 pitches and went 1, 2, 3, kind of got back in Rob Thompson's trust tree.
Kerkering with 2 strikeouts in his inning in game 1. Struck out Tommy Edman and Max Muncy in that outing. First time he's faced Teoscar Hernandez. Well, no balls. They get 1 ball, 2 strikes on Teoscar Hernandez. Hernandez is 0 for 3. His 10-game postseason hitting streak is in jeopardy. He's 2 off a Dodger record. Alec Bohm. And 2 men are out. 2 ground outs here in the 8th. And it looks like Teoscar's hit streak will end at 10.
You know, BA, baseball's a funny thing, right? You came into this matchup tonight throwing Nola, who's had a dreadful season, and Yamamoto, who's been as hot as any pitcher in baseball. And it was set up, but all of a sudden we talked about the big 3 for the Phillies kind of waking up bats. You see a different team all of a sudden, and then you throw in Nola and Suarez. 7 innings combined, 1 run.
Well, it's been the perfect plan. And they got themselves in a position, even if this had stayed a close game, they were in a position to go from Nola to Duran with only 1 pitcher in between in Suarez. Freddie Freeman is out, and Orion Kerkering, a 3-up, 3-down inning. Impressive. 3 ground ball outs, and we go to the 9th. Phillies are fired up here in LA, 8-1. Philadelphia with a couple of crooked numbers on the board tonight. A 3-run 4th and a 5-run 8th inning, and they lead it 8-1. JT Realmuto homered off Kershaw last inning to start it, and he starts his 9th inning with Blake Trinan on the mound at age 37. A couple of 37-year-olds getting the ball for the Dodgers.
How about JT in this series now in 3 games? 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run.
He's got 3 runs batted in. He's struggling mightily down the stretch. Guy who caught more innings than any catcher in baseball. Workhorse. He and William Contreras of the Brewers were the 2 guys you just couldn't get out of the lineup every day. which is difficult for a catcher to do that.
Will Smith, same thing. Think about it. He got to sit out down the stretch some, and he's out swinging the bat well in this series. Those catchers, man, they get beat up all year.
And to bring the kind of offense as Real Muto flies to right, Hernandez makes a catch. One away for Trinan here in the ninth. Watch MLB legends and stars tee off in the inaugural Capital One MLB Open at Shadow Creek, November 18th at 9:30 Eastern. It's on TNT. Go to MLB.com/golf for details. Rumor is Jimmy Rollins is taking his hole-in-one form with that outing at Shadow.
Jimmy's kind of living on that hole-in-one right now. Give him credit. It was a heck of a shot. He won a boat.
Won a boat, sold a boat.
Yeah. Jimmy ain't out on no boat.
Max Kepler with one away. Walked twice, scored a run. And a fly ball into shallow center. Dean is under it. 2 outs. Now, Frenchie, I just, kind of filled out my scorecard, and it pained me to write Clayton Kershaw 2 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. And I know we're in the middle of a division series, but the kind of pitcher that Clayton Kershaw has been, boy, Dave Roberts really left him out there, and he was able to finish the inning, but that was tough to watch and to think about his career. That's one obviously we'll forget quickly. He's headed to the Hall of Fame. It won't have 1 inch of a blemish on his career, but man, not something that was comfortable to see. As good as it was for the Phillies, but to see Clayton Kershaw endure that.
Hey, yeah, guy I played against for years, and I think anybody in the game respects the career he's had. And when you watched him in the 7th inning, he was lucky to get out of that without runs, and came back out there and it just didn't click for him. And my big thing is Tanner Scott down there. We haven't seen him yet. Trying to, of course, pitch in the 9th here, but you battle against the guy. A lot of people saying, I've faced him numerous times, you hate seeing that in a career. Like I said, it's
ground ball to Edman. Another throw that wasn't great. He hasn't had many tonight. They are headed for the exits at Dodger Stadium, getting an early jump on traffic. Good luck. 2025 National League Division Series is presented by Booking.com. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Well, if the Phillies hang on to put this one away, they're up 8-1 in the ninth. Phillies Dodgers game 4 coming your way tomorrow afternoon here in LA. Started at 6 Eastern on the East Coast, 3 o'clock local start time. And then Brewers Cubs will follow game 4. Brewers up 2-1 in that series. Dodgers will be up 2-1 in this one as Taijuan Walker gets his 9th inning. And Smith off the end of the bat. Long way in for Marsh. He makes the catch for out number 1. Tell you, the Phillies could turn this quickly. They've got their ace on the mound tomorrow afternoon. And you're talking about twilight time of the night here in Los Angeles. And one of the nastiest left-handers in the game, in Christopher Sanchez.
And not only that, because of them being able to open this up, obviously you see those numbers, how effective he was in game 1, BA. But you have the top 2 high leverage guys now with 2-day break with Strom and Duran. So for the Phillies, again, we kind of talked coming into this game, if they were able to steal this game tonight, and I'll just be honest, I thought the Dodgers had the advantage tonight with Yamamoto. You didn't really know where the Phillies were going to continue to go, but we thought if they get this game, then it gets real interesting tomorrow because of who they have available now. And now without using the high leverage bullpen guys, he's only got more weapons behind Sanchez.
Dave Roberts does have his best pitchers ready for tomorrow as well, behind Glasnow. Using Bonda, Dreyer, Kershaw, and Trinan tonight. Sasaki, Dave Roberts told us before the game, is his closer. And he gave Trinan a shot at it in game 2, and it didn't work out. Kike Hernandez draws a walk with 1 away. We flat out asked him today, who's your closer now? Eddie goes, Sasaki's the guy. We're riding with Sasaki. We tried to see what we had and tried it. He pitched well in the wild card game. And we liked what we saw, but now they're going to be rolling here with Sheehan, and Vesia, and Sasaki.
Exactly. So they got their high leverage guys for tomorrow too after Tyler Glasnow. So, and with the shadows tomorrow here at 3:08 local time.
Hitters beware.
The first 6 innings might go in an hour and 20 if you're not.
All right,
watching.
so we hear about that all the time on this side of the fence. You played in the shadow. What's it like here
at that time? It's brutal, and you'll see the sun shining tomorrow and the different spots there, and it's so bright, right? And even the outfield, you'll watch. It's a tough time. We saw, the Cubs and Brewers started today, and we saw in the first inning in Chicago a normal pop-up. First and second just drops in the infield. And because no one knew where it was, no infield fly. And so, again, tomorrow will be interesting when it comes to that.
I think we're set up for a great finish tomorrow. First 2 games were tightly contested. A lot of strategy, a lot of drama. This one was building that way until the 5-run 8th. Muncy on the ground through for a base hit. Kike Hernandez on his way to third. And Muncy with a single to right. Max Muncy, his second hit. 2 for 4. He bounced into a key double play in the 6th inning that got Ranger Suarez off the hook. Dodgers going to go to their bench. Dalton Rushing, who is the 3rd catcher on this Dodger DS roster, with the uncertainty of Will Smith. Rushing, big time prospect. I think he's got a great future. Dodgers have a loaded farm system among everything else that they put together. Rushing getting his first at bat of this postseason. Pop up into foul grounds, out of play. Played his college ball at Louisville, great program there. Tennessee native. Got into 53 games as a rookie this year. And Will Smith went down. And a swing and a miss. Taijuan Walker with his second out. 2 gone here in the 9th. Dodgers down to their last out.
Yeah, just went with the high fastball here. Rushing. It's tough, man, when you haven't had an at-bat for a couple of weeks coming in that situation. Not easy.
Phillies go Nola for 2, Suarez for 5, Kerkering for 1 inning, and now Walker.
And think about this with Suarez. First pitch he gave up was a home run to this man right here. And Rob Thompson had to be thinking, you got to be kidding me. We mapped it out. Nola did his part.
Broken bat. And that's going to sneak through for a base hit. Little confusion between Bohm and Trey Turner. So that'll be an RBI for Tommy Edman. And that'll give Shohei Ohtani another at-bat in this game. Warning those who waited around.
Yeah. I thought this was a ball, to be honest with you, was hit. That Bohm could have gone out and cut across. If you watch this right here, watch where Bohm is. He's already over there. And that's a ball that you think he would just continue to go to. I think Turner, look where Turner's playing. He's got to go all the way in the hole. And I'm telling you, Rob Thompson's going to get Tanner Banks. He's not leaving anything to chance.
8-2. Runners in for the Dodgers. They have 2-men aboard and Ohtani coming up. Well, not done quite yet. Dodgers down to their last out. Shohei Ohtani will get another at-bat here. Many in the sellout crowd here, around 55,000 in Dodger Stadium, have made their way out, but those who have waited will get a chance to see Ohtani one more time, and Rob Thompson wasting no time to get Tanner Banks in this game.
Well, Tanner Banks had a great year, and I agree. Just even though it's 8-2 in this scenario right here, the last thing Rob Thompson wants is it to go any longer.
First and third. And Ohtani steps in 0 for 4 tonight. Developing story for the Dodgers is Ohtani struggles at the plate. He was the winning pitcher in game 1 in his first postseason start. And a fly ball to right, and on one pitch, this should end the ball game here as Castellanos squeezes it, and the Philadelphia Phillies answer back with a victory in game 3. And the road team has won all 3 games in this series. Schwarber with his second career 2-homer postseason game. The winning pitcher will be Ranger Suarez. 5 strong innings coming in as the pitcher out of the bullpen, only giving up the 1 run. And the Phillies are alive and well with their ace, Christopher Sanchez, on the mound tomorrow, Frenchie.
They got it lined up for their pitching, but we called out in the open the big 3. It's been a big reason the Phillies have not done what this offense was capable of tonight. 7 for 13, 5 RBIs, the 2 homers for Schwarber. Turner on base, 3 times. They really answered the call tonight.
Turner had 3 hits, 2 runs batted in. Kyle Schwarber with the 2 homers and a walk. Bryce Harper, 2 hits and a walk.
And you know what else, BA? Ranger Suarez just adds to his postseason magic.
That was a big-time performance by the Phillies, facing elimination. They are shaking hands at Dodger Stadium. This is where they clinched the National League East Division title. They were plus 13 on the New York Mets. This was the ballpark where they sprayed the champagne. And if they're going to be spraying champagne to go to the NLCS, they've got to get this series back to Citizens Bank Park. Kyle Schwarber put on a show. All-Star Game MVP, did it with the long ball, and he did it with a long ball tonight. One of the most memorable home runs in Dodger Stadium history. Up on the roof of the pavilion, and a 2-homer night, and we send it down to Lauren Shehadi with Kyle Schwarber.
Kyle, congratulations. 3rd most home runs in postseason history belongs to you. How does that sound?
Sounds great, but still got a job to do tomorrow. We were excited about the opportunity today, and we were able to come out and execute and get things going our way and kept the pressure on.
I mean, one of your home runs, I didn't know if it was out. One hit the roof. I wasn't expecting 2-0 fastball. What were you expecting in the 4th?
I was just trying to be on time for, he obviously first pitch got me out with the cutter there. I'm just trying to be on time for anything hard, and then obviously if he comes with the breaking ball there as well, just feeling like I'm going to be in a position to hit, and he threw the fastball, and I just obviously didn't want to throw it there, but I was just able to get a good swing off, and then we kept the pressure on from there.
I mean, it wasn't just you, Kyle. How'd this lineup overall get their swag back? It was different.
Yeah, I just feel like the conversations, the way that we've all been going about our business the last couple days, right, that we know what's at stake, right? There's no doubt about it, but we take it a day at a time, and we know what we have in our room, and if we keep doing what we do on a daily basis, consistent basis, good things are going to happen. So good thing happened tonight. Now we got another challenge ahead tomorrow.
How about Ranger? I can't tell if he's at a picnic or pitching in a postseason game. How is he in complete control?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you start with him where he just is always low key, always like no pulse, and I think too, like you look at Knowles set the tone there from the beginning, and Ranger comes in, obviously, he gives up the first pitch homer, but then after that it was just like cruise control, and he keeps a low heartbeat. Doesn't matter when guys are on base, he's just worried about making his pitches, and it's just so much fun to I know I don't play defense anymore, but I know it's fun to play defense behind those guys.
Maybe it's the Powder Blues. What do you think, Kyle?
Hey, we were excited to get an opportunity to wear them, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
BA, look good, feel good.
I think you may be onto something there, Lauren. The Powder Blues, they have paid off. They're 7-1 in the Powder Blues.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, they look good, but what a pitching matchup we're going to have tomorrow. Sanchez, Glasnow, 2 studs, game 4. What more can you ask for?
We'll get to talk all about the plants sitting in traffic on the way out of here. We're coming back tomorrow. The Phillies look like themselves tonight, and they win Game 3. Coming up next, MLB Closer, presented by Genesis Motor America. Let's send it to Adam Lefko and the gang in our Atlanta studios. The Fightin' Phils still alive, Lefko.